Okay, welcome to my YouTube trivia. I gotta rip through this really quick because it's almost 8:30. Here we go. Rules, same as always. Category 1, in the news. Things that have happened since last time I made questions, which is a while ago, so this is like 2 to 3 weeks worth of options. Here we go, first question. 2 weeks ago, scientists in the US successfully cloned an animal using cells from a creature that had been dead for over 30 years. They named her Elizabeth Ann. What type of small mammal is she? Question 2. 2 weeks ago, again, employees at a retail store in Burnaby, BC, were met with praise in some corners of the internet and scorn in others when they forcefully confronted a maskless customer, tackling him to the ground before ejecting him. At what big box store chain did this occur? Question 3. Last week, the new Netflix show Ginny and Georgia was called out for what many viewed as a tasteless and sexist joke, and even was rebuked by the subject of the joke. The joke was at the expense of what pop music star? Question 4. In what is an ongoing natural disaster, the largest active volcano in Europe has erupted 10 times since February 16th and shows no signs of stopping. In what country is this volcano? Question 5. What Canadian and reigning Olympic gold medalist further cemented his legacy as the greatest ever in his sport by returning from injury that cost him much of his season to win the World Championships this week, his third such title? Okay, moving on. Next category is called friend or foe. So I'm going to give you a character from a movie, and you just have to tell me if that character is a friend or a foe. So all of these are multiple choice. Here's your first one. From 1999, John Coffey. Question 7 from 2015, Imperator Furiosa. Question 8, we have Gilderoy Lockhart. Question 9, Anton Chigurh from 2007. And finally, we have Dick Halloran from 1980. Okay, moving on. The next category is called the 18th century. So I'm going to give you an event or events from the 18th century. You just have to tell me in what decade it occurred. So you got 1 out of 10 chance on all of these. Oh, none of the decades will be repeated. Here we go. Your first one, the 7 Years' War. 7 Years' War begins, plunging much of the world into the first truly global conflict. Question 12. The city of St. Petersburg is founded by Peter the Great and serves as the Russian capital until 1918. Question 13. George Washington is elected the first president of the United States. Question 14. Eli Whitney invents the cotton gin and Edward Jenner develops the first successful vaccine. It was for smallpox. And the last one, Napoleon Bonaparte and his future rival Arthur Wellesley, the future Duke of Wellington, are born 3 months apart. Okay, so the last category is called 80s Bangers. It's all about songs from the 80s. Here's your first clue. According to a 1981 song, which Down Under band was most likely to ask for a Vegemite sandwich? Question 17. In 1983, who was walking on sunshine? Whoa, and it's time to feel good. Question 18. In a 1987 song, what former Beatle had his mind set on you? Question 19. From 1985, we're talking away, I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you, shying away, I'll be coming for your love, okay. What is this song? These are the opening lyrics. And the last one, which out of touch 80s duo from Philadelphia will make your dreams come true? Okay, that's the end of round number 1. Let's quickly do the answers. So 2 weeks ago, scientists cloned a ferret. This confrontation with a maskless customer occurred in a Canadian Tire. 3. Ginny in Georgia, the Netflix show, insulted Taylor Swift. The largest volcano in Europe, largest active volcano, is in Italy. It's Mount Etna, and this Canadian superstar athlete, his name is Mikhail Kingsbury. Friend or foe? John Coffey is a friend. He's from the Green Mile. Imperial Furiosa is a friend from Mad Max. Gilderoy Lockhart is a foe from Harry Potter. Anton Chigurh is very much a foe, No Country for Old Men, and Dick Hallorann is a friend in The Shining. 18th century, the 7 Years' War began in the 1750s. City of St. Petersburg was founded in the 1700s. George Washington was elected first president in the 1780s. Eli Whitney and Edward Jenner did their shenanigans in the 1790s, and the last one is from the 1760s. 80s bangers. The band most likely to ask for a Vegemite sandwich, that's Men at Work. So the person who was walking on sunshine, that's Katrina and her band, The Waves. The former Beatle who had his mind set on you, that's George Harrison. The lyrics here shown are from Take On Me by a-ha and the Out of Touch 80s duo, that is Hall and Oates. Okay, let's move on. Your first category in round number 2 is Latin phrases. I'm going to give you a Latin phrase. You just have to tell me the meaning. This can be either the exact definition or the practical definition. Here we go. Your first one, Carpe Noctem. Next we have Casus Belli. Caveat emptor. Nemine contradicente. And the last one is Ceteris Paribus. Okay, your next category is called Names the Same. So I'm going to give you 2 or more clues about people, and they will all have the same last name. You just have to tell me what that last name is. Here's the first one. A 1950s era TV star and a notoriously outspoken NBA family. Question 27. A founding member of Depeche Mode and a former U.S. presidential candidate. Next, we have the second greatest Canadian, who's an athlete, and the 32nd greatest Canadian, an actor, according to the 2004 Greatest Canadian Series. Question 29, we have, this is a first name now, the previous ones were last names, a movie bad guy and an ancient conqueror. And your last one in the same name category, a former Canadian PM, a character in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and a former NFL coach. So you got 3 to work with here. Okay, moving on. Your next category is called Latin America. These are all questions about Latin America, which includes all the countries in the Americas whose predominant language is a Romance language. That's as far as I'm going to go. Here we go. Here's your first question. Which of these artists is not from a Latin American country? Gloria Estefan, Enrique Iglesias, Carlos Santana, or Shakira? Question 32. Assuming office on July 1st, 1974, who was the first female head of state of a Latin American country and the first female president of any country? Question 33. What island territory in the Caribbean has a capital city of Fort-de-France? Question 34. Suriname and Guyana are the only 2 countries in South America that are not considered part of Latin America. For a point each, what are the official languages of these 2 countries? Each has one. And the last one. What are the only two films in Oscar history to be nominated for the Best Picture award and also to have been produced at least part in a Latin American country? So again, another 2-pointer. Okay, that's moving on. Your last question, or last category for round 2 is the word problems. This is all about homonyms. So these are words that are spelt the same and pronounced the same but have different meanings. Okay, here we go. Your first one. Oh yeah, so there's a spiel. A kind of fish or a stroke of luck. So this is one word with multiple meanings. Your next one. Where you live or to speak to someone. Question 38. A type of advertisement or a description of a shape. 39. A mathematical term or not being nice. And the last one. To climb or something used to measure. Okay, that's the end of round number 2. Let's quickly go over the answers. Latin, carpe noctem. So you might be familiar with carpe diem. This is the opposite. This means seize the night. Casus belli is the reason for war. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. Nemine contradicente literally means without dissent, but it basically means to run for political office uncontested or something uncontested. And ceteris paribus means all things being equal. Same name, so 1950s era TV star and outspoken NBA family. It's Ball. Founding member of Depeche Mode, former U.S. president Gore. Second greatest Canadian is Terry Fox, and the 32nd is Michael J. Fox. So the answer is Fox. The first name movie bad guy and the conqueror, it's Hannibal. And your last one, of course, is Turner. Latin America, which is artists not from Latin American country. Enrique Iglesias is from Spain. The first female head of state and first female president of any country. That's Isabel Perón, not to be confused with Eva Perón. Island territory with the capital of Fort-de-France, Martinique. In Suriname they speak Dutch, and in Guyana they speak English, so they're not part of Latin America. And only two films, so yeah, that was a 2-pointer. The only two films to be nominated for Best Picture from a Latin American country, we have Roma from a couple years ago and Babel. Perhaps a bit of a weird one. Homonyms, kind of fish or stroke of luck, that's a fluke. Where you live or to speak to someone, address. Type of advertisement or description of a shape, circular. Mathematical term, not being nice, you have mean. And to climb or something used to measure, that's scale. So that's the end of round number 2. Let's get on to round number 3. I have about less than 10 minutes to get through this. Your first category for round number 3 is called Game Show Host. I'm going to give you the name of a game show. You have to give me the current host, not perhaps the most well-known host. Here we go. Here's your first one. The Weakest Link. Next we have Family Feud. The Price is Right. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And finally, Supermarket Sweep. Okay, your next category is called Countdown 1 to 6. So each of these questions, the next 5 the answer will be a number from 1 to 6. None of the numbers will be repeated. One of them obviously will not be used. Here's your first clue. The number of calories needed to raise 1 milliliter of water by 1 degree Celsius. Next, we have the number of seasons in the TV show Lost. Next, we have the number of countries that border Luxembourg, followed by Oliver Twist's rank in chronological order of Charles Dickens novels published, and finally, the number of words in the formal name of soccer superstar Pelé. Okay, your next category is general knowledge. Here we go. What does the word carceral mean? Is it relating to cancer or cancer-like illnesses, relating to a jail or prison, or relating to an animal or animals that show advanced aggressiveness? Question 52. What is Parkinson's law? It has nothing to do with the disease, the Parkinson's disease. Question 53. What two-time Oscar winner was the next Karate Kid in a 1994 film? Question 54. What do the two M's stand for in M&M's? 1 point for each. And the last question in this category, the speed of what is measured in Mickey's? Okay, let's quickly do the 3-pointers. First one, name 3 things that Rick Astley will never do according to a hit song. Question 57, in what years were the marriages of Princess Diana and then of her 2 sons? 58, who are the top 3 teams by points in the NHL's Northern, the All-Canadian Division? 59, as of 2018, what are the 3 main sources of electricity for Canada, according to the government? Your last question of the night. What are the 3 types of boat pictured below? Okay, let's do the answers for round number 3. Game show host, Weakest Link is currently hosted by Jane Lynch. Family Feud is hosted by Steve Harvey. Price is Right, Drew Carey. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is currently hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. And Supermarket Sweep is hosted by Leslie Jones. Countdown number of calories needed to raise 1 milliliter of water by 1 degree Celsius is 1. That is the exact definition of a calorie. Number of seasons of the TV show Lost is 6. There are 3 countries that border Luxembourg. Oliver Twist was the second novel by Charles Dickens, and there are 4 words in Pelé's name. General knowledge, carceral means relating to a jail or prison. Parkinson's law is work expands to fill the time allotted. So next Karate Kid was Hilary Swank. The 2 M's in M&M, the first one stand for Mars and Murray. And Mickey's is the measurement for the speed of a computer mouse. 3-pointers. So Rick Astley was never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you. He was also never going to make you cry, never going to say goodbye, never going to tell a lie and hurt you. So any 3 of those. 57, the 3 royal weddings, most recent ones, Princess Di and Charles got married in 1981, 2011 for William and Kate, and 2018 for Harry and Meghan. The top 3 teams in the NHL's Northern Division are Toronto, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. 3 main sources of electricity in Canada are hydro, nuclear, and gas, natural gas, and the last one, these boats, the first one is a catamaran, then we have a schooner, and the last one is a trireme. So that's your trivia for this week. Hope you had fun. I've got to get this loaded up and get ready to go. Thank you.